Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at Indeed. Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites searching for candidates with the right skills, Indeed's a powerful hiring platform that can help you do it all. They streamline hiring with powerful tools to find you matched candidates. Check this out. With Instant Match, over 80% of employers get quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment they sponsor a job, according to Indeed Data US. This is what we love about Indeed so much. We run a business here. We're trying to get things done. We have a ton of things to do throughout the day. We don't want to think about all the ins and outs of hiring. That's why a platform like Indeed is so powerful. Like I said, they do it all. Attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Join more than 3 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/ballers. Offer good for a limited time. Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/ballers. Just go to Indeed.com/ballers and support the show by saying you heard about it on this podcast. Indeed.com/ballers. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Hey, Spitwads. We are enjoying the 4th of July holiday with our families. We hope you're enjoying yours, and we have a special Spit Hit episode for you right now.
What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Ha cha cha cha, boom shikaka.
Oh, welcome in.
A lot of minty breath in that scat. I'm getting rated?
Was there a horchata in there?
No, it was a well, I guess I could have gone horchata, but I went horchata. I did throw in a shikaka though.
Yeah, you did. That was nice.
Chicago.
Yeah.
You're out of here.
And wait, what did you give me over there?
I gave you a 7. I thought that was a
Nice score.
That was an above average.
It's got a Ventura riff in there, and you're giving me a 7?
I didn't
little
really pick up on the Ventura riff live.
A little dated, Mike.
Okay, so now that you know that it was clearly an Ace Ventura reference.
Yeah, I can't get you all the way to an 8. You're gonna need to drop it. Okay, it wasn't that good.
Welcome into the Spitballers podcast at SpitballersPod on Twitter. Join thespit.com if you want to support this podcast. And Al, how are you doing today?
Doing great.
What types of perks do we provide our Spitwads?
Early release, ad-free.
That sounds
and
awesome.
Contributions to the Spit Tank where we go for content ideas.
Oh, it's incredible. It must be $1,000, $2,000 a month to do that.
Right now, it's only $5 a month.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. But you get the $2,000
And
worth of value.
I do usually spend my mornings after coffee or while I'm getting coffee, I browse the list of our supporters and I just thank you in my head.
Yeah.
So that's my morning routine.
And you said it's either before coffee or during or even after coffee.
Sometimes all three.
And
Relative.
Andy was saying it's only worth $2,000.
Yeah, it's worth well more than
mental thank you.
What is the deal right now?
Only $5 a month.
Thank you to everybody who has sent us some pretty cool ideas. We have a fun draft on today's show. We have Is This Real Life? Let's get into it.
Would you rather?
Would you rather question from Hannah on Patreon? Oh, look at that. One of our supporters.
Thank you for your support.
Would you rather travel back in time to meet your ancestors or go to the future and meet your descendants?
Okay.
Problem here.
What's your problem?
Now, I know that if I go back in time, I'm guaranteed, obviously time travel, is,
Yeah.
to get to my ancestors.
Uh-huh.
But if I travel into the future, let's say I pick the date and I say 1,000 years, and I'm going to go meet my descendants.
There's a chance.
What if there's nobody there? Right, there's a chance my line.
You're worried your lineage is going to fall off?
I mean, on a long enough timeline, I think everyone's might.
I think it would.
Now you're thinking more family name than you are.
Yeah, you don't got to worry about the name. I mean, it's your
Genetic
your
code.
lineage. You have procreated 3 children.
I have
into
3
this world.
Well,
Three
they could all
childs.
have no children, and then it's over.
Yeah.
They could, but well, but the odds of that seem low. The odds of your kids not having kids or adopting or doing something where they create a family, that seems very low.
Over
to
1,000 years, though, the amount of times that could happen. You're saying that family thing happens. What, you got 3 generations, maybe?
How often? Okay, how often does a family's lineage get wiped out?
It happens, man.
I mean,
I think it has to be very infrequent.
You also have the
Geographical
choice. You could just go
war?
forward and meet your elderly grandkids. If you
yeah.
as Andy was talking, I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
I was really bored.
No, there's a new problem. I was sitting there thinking, if I go, 300 years in the future, maybe I don't have any,
Descendants.
any descendants. But the reality is, as both of you spoke, I'm going to have 10,000 descendants.
Yes.
Because how could you meet that? How could you? I mean, how
Well,
are you going
it's not 10,000 at a time.
That's too much for me, man. That's too.
You're overthinking this.
Yeah, you are.
You need to
Goodness gracious.
step back and just say, hey, you get it. Here's the real question. Go back and meet your ancestors, or go forward and meet your descendants as far as like your kids' kids' kids. Boom, you get to meet them. Or your kids' kids. Whatever the case may be.
I hope I get to meet my kids' already.
Now, what's interesting to me is like usually when I'm facing the question of do you want to go back in time or do you want to go forward? I want to go forward. I want to see the new cool stuff. But because this is specifically meet your ancestors, like I am fascinated of that story of how did I get here? Like, why do I exist? And like my mom has
We
done,
wonder that all the time.
Look, you
Why in
and
the
you
world,
should.
Why
You
in the world is this guy here?
You
How
should
has
think
his
about
lineage
me all the time.
stood the test of time? That's
Right.
what we're always saying.
I'm here,
What genetic accident produced? Sorry.
but my mom has done the like got full addicted to like
the Ancestry?
Ancestry.com, traced our lineage back, many generations, and it is like the story of how you are here.
Imagine
is,
how big his ancestors' heads must have been.
I mean,
No, what do your heads get bigger or smaller over time?
I
Humans
think-
have gotten bigger.
one of the two, but if it's either your descendants are not able to walk or your ancestors. Well, I mean, it's probably the descendants. I would go.
Look,
I would go
I
in the
hear what
future.
You're
and just-
not factoring in how buff my neck is, guys.
That's
Outrageously strong.
that's because of the holding up of the head.
Yes.
My legs are so strong.
Here's the reality. Mike is right. It would be very like I've wondered. Like everybody came to this country, right? Like
Yes.
we all have like immigrant ancestors that
or,
came here.
or you have native like in your lineage, and
Sure.
you don't know about it. It's like, but it's the butterfly effect of seeing all these pieces. Maybe you had part of your ancestors, someone from Europe somewhere,
Oh, yeah.
and then they ended up building a family with someone who's native over here. It's like, think of how crazy it is that if one thing goes wrong in that list of events, you aren't here right now.
This is where Mike transitions into the tagline for the ad read for Ancestry.com.
This whole show is
not a sponsor, but that's the fascinating.
I have an answer, and I'll get out of the way after the answer. My answer is I want to go see my ancestors. And this is because I know now came from that. So no matter how good or bad back then was, I know now exists as it is.
Sure.
The future would be difficult because you're not going to have any control over 5 generations of descendants, and it could be bad. And if it's bad in the future, I think that would impact me emotionally way more now than something in the past. So I will take the ancestral journey, learn about my ancestors from Hungary, and I will not go to the future.
That's deep, man. That is deep. You're 100% right. Something bad in the past won't affect you now because
Right.
you already know it happened. That being said, I think I have to see my descendants. I have to because and this is my own fault. I've started a lineage of name.
Yes.
My firstborn son is Jason Randall Moore II. I have to go 4 generations, and C. Did we carry the name on?
Okay, fantastic question. You went with the carry your first and last name for your firstborn son.
Yes.
What does it look like? He has a son, 15 years from now, and he does not do that.
Oh, he's out of the family. I mean, that's. I mean, it's. I've always told him it's his decision.
But it's not.
No, it's your decision to be out of the family. You don't have to. I mean, you are free to exit our love.
Do you show up to the birth with the will and a notary?
Yes.
and watch the birth certificate get filled out?
Has it been written into your trusts?
Oh, that's a good idea. My
he
family
receives
trust.
his inheritance based on his children's name.
Or
That's
it all goes to the third.
Ooh, I'm gonna make it the 5th. Come on, baby.
All right, what's your fight? So you're going.
I'm going descendants. I wanna see if my name
based on
stands.
Mike's story. He's going ancestry.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
And now, what? So meeting your ancestors, Andy, because it's in my head. I'm curious if it's in yours.
I know. Something's in my head right now. What happens?
No. But like, what portion of you going back is because you're like, I'm going to go back in time, meet my ancestors, and it will literally be me because it's a Back to the Future 3 situation where Marty McFly goes back and meets Seamus, but they're actually the same person. One just has an Irish accent.
You just have a different beard or a different piece of. See, I was going a completely different place. I don't even know if I want to go there.
Oh.
But what if you did go back in your ancestry?
Is this also Back to the Future?
It's not. What if you went back and you found
the weird
out
part?
Would it affect you now if you found out like 4 generations ago your ancestor was one of the worst people on the face of the planet?
Oh, yes. What do you do
So
with
like
that info?
like dictator level or like murderer or just like
I always knew that my great-grandfather was Joey S. I just never realized it was Joseph Stalin.
I mean, would it make you think, we'll get deep again, would it make you think that that's in you? Where
Yes.
you never thought it was in you?
yes,
100%.
You'd be terrified.
So now your whole thing about going back, finding something bad, coming back, and being fine is blown up. It's kapooey. Because if you go back in time and you realize there was just a mass murderer who you are descended
Mussolini
from.
Holloway.
Yeah, you're descended from. Then at that point you're going, this is in my blood. Oh, no.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and
I guess you could
Come with me to the future, everybody.
It's like a werewolf. At some point, I'm going to hit
it's going to happen?
I'm going to hit my 45th birthday, and all of a sudden,
the Stalin years.
it's going to come out, and I'm going to take over the country, and I'm going to starve everybody.
Yeah.
I can't stop it.
It's in me. All right. Theo from actually, I'm curious. Al,
Yes, sir.
to the future or to the past? What is your
Future.
is Judge Giamatti in here?
He's not.
Okay.
Good.
He chooses neither.
He chooses the present.
Theo from Twitter, what bedtime would you rather have every day for the rest of your life? 8:30 p.m. or 1:30 a.m. with all the implications of both of these.
There's a ton. And, like, if this was what bedtime would you rather have right now, it's, every single day, you don't get to choose. It's super easy. It's 1:30 in the morning.
Because that's choosing your wake-up time is not 6:30 in the morning.
Well, it's just one of those things where I go to sleep closer to 1:30 than I do to 8:30 already. So this is easy for me, and I prefer the nighttime. I'm not a morning person at all. Part of that might be because of my bedtime. I don't know, but this says for the rest of your life.
Very tired?
I do, but in my defense, when I go to bed at 9:30 for like 4 or 5 days in a row, that 5th day I'm still super tired, and I'm like, why have I been pretending to go to bed early? I'm gonna wake up tired no matter what. I think it's more of a health and eating issue, but I'm gonna say here that there's a problem. Fast forward till I'm 70, 80. It says rest of your life.
Right.
What would I be doing till 1:30 in the morning?
I want to go to sleep.
We were joking at lunch today about a Reese's Spitballers where we were drafting things old people do, and we were talking about how they have dinner at 4, and it dawned on me, it's because they got nothing else to do. They're like, I'm so bored. You want to do dinner now? Okay. So
yeah, I mean, there's if you choose 8:30 p.m., let's be honest, you're gonna miss sporting events for the rest of your life. There's lots of sporting events that go past 8:30 in the evening.
That's true.
I don't want to be like, oh, it's the second quarter of the Super Bowl. It's time to go to bed.
Night.
But the 1:30 a.m., I mean, that's like, I think if I'm choosing the rest of my life, that's the one I'm going to choose, which surprises, like, I'm a morning person.
Mm-hmm.
So if you tell me I'm going to bed at 8:30 and then I'm getting up at 4:30, like, I don't mind that cadence of life, but I don't want to miss the action after 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna stick it with 1:30.
Stick it with 1:30.
Stick the landing.
And I will plan on not making it to my 80s. I will just.
Now, what if you move to Hawaii? Will you get all the sporting events and then the 8:30 works?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
That's
all.
I'm going to Hawaii.
Also, then you live in Hawaii.
Oh, wow. I hadn't even thought of that.
Okay.
I have thought about that most days.
What's your time, Mike?
1:30. 8:30 it's too early. I'm with Jason. We're going to die 10 years from lack of sleep.
What if you had to,
but
no matter what, you had to get up at 5 a.m. every day?
Think of the naps.
Well, I guess
Think
you'd
of the
be
naps.
living in the nap.
Oh,
life.
I'll be napping all the time.
But you can't let that nap slip into sleep, otherwise you broke the rule.
Of course.
Jason from Patreon
Oh,
says,
you're welcome for my support.
probably one of his descendants. Would you rather compete in the Squid Games or the Hunger Games?
Okay.
Oh.
So for
I don't really know. I didn't watch Squid Games.
okay, but I can give you the premise here. I'll set you up. Squid Games is you end up playing childhood games, and the losers are removed
From life.
So you play the Hunger Games, and it's you removing other people from life, and the last person who has not been removed, they are the winner.
Okay, so real quick on the surface, it sounds like the easier thing is to beat a childhood game, versus
red light,
having
green light.
having to win in Mortal Kombat against your foes. However, let's just look at the math, okay? Because I'm pretty sure that in Squid Games you started with like 500 people.
Mm-hmm. So it's a very high number.
Hunger Games is like 15.
Right?
So now
but they're also like, it's not just Ma and Pa who are in gambling debt. They like some of these people are. I've seen the Hunger Games. Some of these dudes are super jacked. They're shredded. They're ready for a competition in the wilderness, and you're going in as strong-legged Jason Moore over here.
Now, this isn't the Hungry Games, though.
Oh man, I would dominate.
That made you laugh?
It does, because it's right there.
It'd be a different game. Of course, the Squid Game could be different too.
I'm here for the Hungry Games.
Sir.
And just the fact
Choose
that,
your weapon. I got a fork.
it's like they're called the Hunger Games because they're from starving districts. And it's people like living in poverty, and then you get Jason rolls up with a bib. I'm here for the Hunger Games. Yeah, so, I volunteer as tribute.
I am starving. I haven't eaten in 48 hours in preparation for this.
What are we start in a couple hours? What's going on here?
Gosh. You make him that hungry, he's going to catch some of these people. I know that.
That's right. I need a meal.
It's going to be different.
Oh, man. Daddy's going hunting.
I've always wondered, like, if you get dropped in, let's say it's the Hunger Games, and it's you and let's just call it 10 people total.
Okay.
And this is in an open landscape, right? You're in a forest and what's your strategy there? Like, because I've always thought, like, my strategy is to just, like, I got to go full, I'm fully hidden.
Yes, 100%.
It
has to be step one.
Are you a hider or a seeker?
Well, step one has to be hide. You want the herd to
thin out.
You want half of them to take care of each other, and then you enter the fray. If you're starting thinking I'm just gonna go, Rambo,
I'm going for the high score,
and go for the high score, you're dead. You're not. It's not gonna happen. So no, you have to start with hiding, but the best is to hide and watch. If you can find that spot up in that tree, learn their weaknesses. Maybe
Hey, getting up in
fall
that tree.
upon them. I would assume there's some kind of crane or at least a cherry picker that I can ride.
Who left this caterpillar laying around? There's a rustling up in those trees.
Hold on,
never
I'm
find
getting into
me.
position. Wow, this is
Better be a dense brush. Okay.
all right. So I'm gonna
do it anymore.
mess up the Squid Game one. The kids games repeating. I'm gonna mess up a red light, green light. The cost of mental failing there is too high.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Hunger Games as well, not just because of the name, but also because, look, in either one of these things, I'm gone. Most likely, right? You got a 1 in 15 chance. I feel like I got a better chance in the Hunger Games. But in the meantime, while I'm living out that horrible end of my life, in one, I am trapped in a remote location, horrifically fed and yada yada in the Squid Games, or on the other, I'm a celebrity. I get 15 minutes of fame.
That's true.
And the whole
You
world's
do,
watching
yes.
me, and there's people out there rooting for me, going, "Let's go, hungry
The
guy."
guy with the fork.
Like you
We
have,
got another one.
you
We
at
let
least-
him go in with a fork and
I
a
feel
steak
like you have
knife.
far more control in the Hunger Games.
Oh yeah, you are in charge.
Because there was a lot of luck built into Squid Games when you're signing up. You don't know what the game is. You're just signing up for something. Yeah, so you got to go with Hunger Games. You got to play the numbers where probability of 1 in 15 or whatever is it's just better.
All right, let's go to Dean from the website. Would you rather brush your teeth with a hairbrush
What?
or brush your hair with a toothbrush?
What?
Is this an unused brand new hairbrush, or is this a used?
We'll go. It's
hairy
unused.
brush?
It's
Okay.
it's only for. It was purchased specifically for you
Okay.
to brush your teeth.
I bought this
but it's
brush
But it's gigantic.
to brush my teeth.
It's
You're only
re-
getting the front skis.
like it's really large.
You're not getting the back. Unless you
No.
want to choke to death.
Yeah, you can only get the front. And what's funny is,
I guess you could.
what came to mind first for me, we have a lot of hairbrushes around, is not like how there's the brushes that have all the coarse hair. That wasn't
Yes.
what came to mind. For me, what came to mind was the ones with the little sticks and the plastic balls on the end of every single
Yeah, those. Yeah.
I mean,
I
a
don't know,
normal
are we-
hairbrush.
Are we talking about hair or tooth?
Those are the hairbrushes our parents
The
brush
toothbrushes.
their hair with.
Yeah, I'm just all the hairbrushes around my house are like that. They have little plastic. I don't know, what do you call the little pieces of a brush? The spokes. I mean,
it's the bicycle.
what
It's
is?
got to have a name, like a.
Okay, there's a new question here. What Owl? I gotta know what brush
Bristles.
I was gonna say I gotta know what the brush bristles are called. Okay, the bristles.
How does that process work, Jay?
How does the process of a
Yeah, I mean, how do you end up?
What's it look like?
How do you get all your teeth brushed with
uh,
that big of a brush?
you
Hypothetically.
hypothetically you gotta go wide.
Okay.
You gotta spread the cheeks.
Okay.
As they say, you gotta spread your mouth cheeks real wide and get that brush back there. Okay, that just doesn't work.
I think Dean knew what was. Dean was setting us up for catastrophe.
Dean, you old scallywag.
Which one? Can I choose neither?
I will.
What was the second?
Is brush your hair with a toothbrush?
That one.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to go with that one.
Yes. It's just gonna. You're not gonna get a very good brush.
I don't even need to brush my hair, so this is easy.
Do you? And this is not a hair joke. Do you brush, or a lack of hair joke? Do you brush? Do you brush or comb your hair? Thank you.
No, I use paste with my hands, and then I form
Toothpaste?
it with. Yes, I use toothpaste.
Do you?
With my hands?
Do you,
and I-
do you ever brush or comb?
I brush. Yeah, when I get my hair ready in the morning, I use a brush.
You do? Because I'm with Jason. I don't. I I wash my
product
hair
in your
or
If
hair.
dry
it's
it.
short enough, I won't. But if it gets a little bit longer, I use a brush.
Yeah, you
for
do.
A little
You
bit.
usually do have a
I use a brush with like really distant
Bristles.
bristles. Like it's all plastic. No bristles actually.
You ever had bristle sprouts?
This show is off the rails right now. But it's time for Is This Real Life?
Is this real life?
Is it? Is the question. I'm gonna.
asking myself that every day.
We each have a story from the real world that we're gonna share with one another, and I was delighted when I read the details of my story.
Oh,
Let's hear it.
Please share.
A man was covered in poop
Okay.
after a passing plane dumped toilet waste over his backyard.
No, it did. That's not a real thing.
It has happened many times, and I had
What?
actually heard about it, but I had not heard it in such detail. Because this poor man in Windsor, England,
no.
the story, the way that this picture paints it, this poor man, he was just sitting in his backyard enjoying the sun.
Oh no.
Enjoying the sun.
Enjoying the sun by his garden. And unfortunately, a plane discharged its sewage, and minutes later, his whole garden,
No.
his garden umbrellas, and he himself was totally covered
Fertilized?
in poop from,
No.
and that's human
From-
poop.
Oh my
This is-
goodness.
I've heard like tall tale that planes do this. I thought it was completely phony.
They've got to get rid of it somehow, right?
Yeah, when you land, you hook up a
They
tube.
evacuated up there.
do they really?
They do.
So that's what planes normally do.
Yeah,
is
and the thing,
they just go poop shoot. I hope that's the button. The button is called the poop shoot. And they just push it, and then
apparently one of the factors here was the weather, because I think
Wouldn't it freeze?
it was frozen poop. It was frozen sewage.
It didn't kill him?
No, it was frozen sewage.
It's poop hail.
In June, this also happened in Portsmouth, and locals were, quote, terrified after frozen poo fell from the sky.
What are we doing? There's
But
not
it's, quote, so rare and hadn't seen it in a long time. He added that modern toilets on planes are vacuum secured and normally reliable. It could have been a failure of the aircraft to adequately service it. So it does sound like it wasn't a button.
So what? Like it just leaked
It
out?
sounded like it was an accident.
yeah.
Well,
so,
yeah.
Oh, the airplane had an accident again.
It even makes a point as the poor Windsor resident was unable to claim insurance from the ordeal, but the cost was relatively low.
Wait. So they pooped on him,
Yeah.
and they did nothing for him?
They did not. They said
What?
they did nothing.
Hit him with a my bad, and we moved on?
He had to go clean himself up, and he was not happy.
Apparently, people in England do not sue each other quite as
Well,
much.
they sewage each
right,
other,
They
but they
sewage
don't.
each other. But I mean, if that happened to me,
We're bringing it
if I
back.
if I got dumped on in my backyard by American Airlines,
Sounds
which
like the right one, but-
usually they do that in the front yard.
Yeah, when you're on the plane.
Yeah. Goodness, would I be going after them? Because I don't know. I mean, enjoy your
wait.
next day in the backyard.
a poop suit.
Yes, it would
Ooh.
be. Yes, it would be a poop suit against them.
Like there's as many humans are here on the earth. There's so much land that is not occupied by humans. How did they hit a person?
It's rare. It was
It should be never. This is not something like we should accept as every once in a while we drop one from the sky.
or if it is every once in a while, it should be worth a prize. You should be winning a sweepstakes.
you should get something.
You
What-
should fly for free for the rest of your life.
Yes.
What
something.
if they had a thing where, like every year they do this, and if it lands on you, you win $1 million. Then you
Then you got people trying to get in
Yeah.
the path of the airplane flight.
And then it's a television show.
All right, what do you guys have?
I'd watch it. All right, my article here. This comes back to the United States, of course, because
course.
this is a United States hospital charges woman
Okay.
$800 for crying during surgery.
What?
Yes.
Wait, what? Cried
U.S.
during-
hospital charges woman $800 for crying during surgery. So,
Is that really up to her?
well, no, and I can relate. Like sometimes people have anxiety when
Yeah.
it comes to procedures. And this woman was getting a mole removed.
Okay.
And so she,
I understand being kind of scared to get that done.
yeah, and she apparently was a big baby. I mean, I don't know that. I wasn't there, and the article doesn't say exactly how much she whined and cried. But what happened is she got her bill, and in that they detail all the different things. You know, it's like, oh, lidocaine, $12, this and that, and this and that, and on that bill was, quote, brief emotion. She got charged for
No.
brief emotion.
No.
Yeah.
How much is full emotion?
What are we
Great question.
What are we doing?
Brief emotion?
I mean, look, I know there's a lot written about the U.S.
Healthcare
medical system, the healthcare system being a little wonky. There's not enough written about the U.S. Medical system being wonky. I mean,
What are we doing?
yeah, like,
How can you write that on a bill?
I mean, pretty easily. They just printed it, and so they charged her $800 because apparently she was not an easy.
Now, emotion's not covered by insurance, right? That's a cash expense.
Clearly, it's not.
I would imagine that the insurance company would say, "I'm not paying for this one."
Oh, my goodness.
Just like isn't part of being a doctor care? Like, isn't that what you signed up
No,
for?
you need the Be a Man discount.
Well, but
I mean, that's ridiculous.
I mean, if she cried, so
$38 for wincing
So
during one of the procedures.
this woman
Come
cried
on.
during her mole removal surgery, and then was charged for that. Now, on the flip side, I don't want to deal with a crying patient. You know what I mean? Like, I would like my patients to all be way tougher.
But you're a doctor.
Yeah, but I'm going to charge her for that. I get it. I'm going to charge for crying because if you think about it, I can make money that way.
Yeah, you can just make up whatever you want. If you
Yeah.
can charge for that.
Stinky breath.
Oh,
$750.
halitosis?
Oh, halitosis, $1,500.
Charge them for a mint?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. That's $50.
That's unbelievable.
They suffered halitosis, $500 lifesaver.
Bad joke, $225.
Yeah, emotional discomfort for me.
Mm-hmm.
See, I felt like I go to a dermatologist once a year, right? We're out here in Arizona, and you get a skin check. See, doctors mess with you. And I went in this place, and I felt like I was being trolled by you. We've heard about, you go to the doctor's office, you make an appointment, you wait a long time. A lot has been made of you wait
Because you do.
because you do. But there's a skin check, so they tell you, get down in your
In your skibbies?
skibbies, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
I go in this room, guys, and I have to do the second waiting room thing for 30 minutes. Get down in your skibbies. It's got to be 12 degrees.
Are you at
It's
least
12
are you
degrees in the room.
Are you in the paper suit?
They gave me
The
something
gown?
to lay across my lap.
Wait a minute. What?
It's not a gown.
They didn't give you a gown?
No. It's not a gown.
They gave you a bath towel?
They gave me a small washcloth to lay across my private.
Are you sure you're at the doctor?
And
Yeah, you're not at the doctor,
And
bro.
this
I've been to a dermatologist.
I'm telling you, this is the coldest room that's ever been made, and you just wait in it naked.
This is
Wow.
inappropriate.
That is.
And then they charge you for it?
Yeah,
They're like, oh,
they charge you a lot.
patient freezing.
I just think that they have a lot of control over you. If they can charge you for emotion, if they can make you wait as long as you want naked in a cold room, it's too much. Take
Yeah.
back the control.
This is
Do your procedures yourself. I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
At-home surgeries.
That's what you've been saying.
I mean, they've got to be on YouTube, right? Like,
Why not?
If I don't know how to do something, I look up on YouTube and someone's doing it. There's got to be at-home surgery.
I can get a mole off.
I'm sure someone has removed a mole on YouTube.
Yeah, that's probably true.
All right,
Mike, what do you got for us?
my article here. Look, it's
So you don't think it was a real dermatologist? do
oh,
you?
it was certainly not.
No way. No way.
No. Mine's it's a very uplifting article.
Oh, fantastic.
It's referring to an elder Spanish man, and he had worked so long. He was a civil servant, And then the deputy mayor was like, the 20-year anniversary of this employee, it came up, loyal, dedicated, and we're going to give him an award, right?
Oh, that's great.
Because that's what you do for people who have been a civil servant
They've
for
paid
that long.
their dues. They've
Yeah.
spent their life investing in people.
This old civil servant deserves this.
Thank you.
It turns out this man had not been working for 6 to 14 years.
What?
And had simply been collecting a paycheck.
Wait, and he won an award?
And the only reason they figured out that he wasn't showing up to work is because he was getting an award.
What? That's not real.
Oh, it is real. And like the person who worked across from his office said, "Yeah, I've never seen him." And no one was the wiser. Oh, Mr. Garcia here, he figured it out that
Oh my
I'm not going to show up
gosh.
to work. Eventually, he lost an appeal. He was fined about $30,000. But this man,
That's got to still be a net win.
It's
A
gotta be a net
huge win.
well, when you factor in the value of his time, never ever going to work.
Wait, how long was the time frame?
They said it's at least 6,
6?
possibly 14.
So the only way that makes sense is if they just don't, they have no idea when this guy stopped coming to work. It could have been 14. Like, I think I saw him. I know I saw him 14 years ago. I know that.
So there's a job they thought was getting done for 6 to 14 years that was
Yes.
not getting done,
So
and
Yes.
yet paid him.
this was a government job?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I got to get a government job.
there have to be people out there like this.
and I know what you're thinking. Like, how can you not go? This man's a hero. This man.
Oh,
this
he
man
deserves
is-
an award for sure.
This man is a hero to us all.
One day that man said to himself, what if I don't come in today?
Yep.
Should I let them know? No,
That's-
I'll just not come in.
And then no one called, and
And he did it the next
I do
day.
it
Yeah,
again?
but here's what happened. All he did in his mind was quit. That's it. He just quit. He's like, I'm not doing this job. People do that. Millions of people do that everywhere. He just quit, and not even call, not show up. Just I hate this job. I'm gone. Right. But then 2 weeks goes by, and that's when he gets the first check,
and
Oh, it's probably my last
and he
check.
goes, "Oh man, I can't." Yeah, it's severance, and then 2 more weeks, he gets a check.
just keeps going.
Dude.
And the reason the fine was so low is because legally that was all they could reclaim, and it turned out it was about a year's salary. So
wait, he's getting that for 6 to 14 years, and he just pays back a year of it?
that is correct.
I mean, there have got to be dead.
This man
There's
is-
got to be dead people that are employed by the government right now.
Oh man, that is fantastic. That's $420,000 to not work and get an award. I mean,
a hero.
he is truly a hero. I wish we knew your name. We would give you an award right
I told
here.
you, it's Mr. Garcia.
Oh, Mr. Garcia, you deserve all the awards.
Well, you guys want to draft?
Let's do it.
The Spitballers Draft.
Well, this is one of the draft ideas that came in off of a tweet. We were looking for some new ones, and we're drafting holiday mascots for a battle royale. We have not been in the arena for a little while, and we are going to take characters, folklore that surround the holiday season, and we're going to pick them, and then they're going to fight each other on behalf of us, and one of us will be victorious, of course. So, Mike, you have the first pick, and so you'll kind of follow along with us. You'll get where we're going.
Yes, and this is sometimes you have a draft where there's no clear 101. There is to me.
Okay.
There is a clear 101 when you're talking about the holiday mascots that you want on your side in the fight. Magic. He's got a sleigh that can fly through the air.
Yeah.
The man can clearly do some kind of body morphing to get down the chimneys. And I don't know. Is it a flying sack? We've seen all sorts of theories. But it is the OG. It is Mr. Santa Claus. He will be spearheading my team. And he's a leader. Like, how do you have a workshop full of elves to make toys for the entire child population of the world and not be a good leader?
Slave owner. Yeah, got
I
it.
was, oh man!
Don't you dare take shots at my Santa Claus.
I was really.
They're paid a fair wage.
I was really. They get so many cookies.
Are they unionized?
They really should.
I I was going to insult Santa Claus
Mm-hmm.
on the basis that
you didn't get him.
that he has the physical limitations, right? He's an old man. I mean,
But-
at the end of the day, you drafted an old man. But then I realized Dumbledore's an old man, and he's pretty cool. And there's a lot of, like, if you got magic.
Do you know an old man who could get to every house
I would
in one night?
I would never insult
Thank
Santa
you. Thank
because
you. Thank
I don't want to be on the naughty list.
Of course, that's good reason.
Yeah, that's honest to goodness. I was just hoping because he's kind of this fat old man that you wouldn't draft him, and I was going to make all the arguments you just made and scoop up who should have been the 101.
But you didn't get him.
But I didn't get him. Look,
Sinterklaas.
okay, so I'm up on the clock here. The reality is, in a fight with holiday mascots, you gonna need some magic. If
Yeah.
you don't, look, if you got a fight and one of you has magic and one of you doesn't,
I'm guessing that most of these people have magic, but I'm
a
I'm
little
Tough. The,
bit.
the magic's all limited to these holiday things, though.
yeah.
You know, they're not out there. Like, Santa's magic has got to have some constraints
some
that are
limitations.
based around fitting down chimneys, which in a
Certainly.
coliseum, I'm not sure how useful that is.
Right, and on December 24th, being able to, I would imagine, stop time. I don't know how he does it, but yeah, limited. But my magic is not very limited
Okay.
because the lore of the leprechaun
Oh,
goes
okay.
well beyond just the
true.
St. Patty's Day. I mean, there are horror
Trying to do
movies.
an accent.
There are literal horror movies made after my character.
There are.
It's called Leprechaun. That's the
no, I
name of
know.
the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
And so my guy's small. It's gonna
Yeah.
be hard to hit.
How? Okay. So in your head, how big is a leprechaun?
In my head, a leprechaun is probably like 2.5 feet. Well, how high is it to my
Feet?
knee? Yeah,
Because
No,
that's
it's not 2.5 feet to your knee, is it?
2 feet to my knee. I don't know.
like I get that in
That might be right.
in the horror movie it was the leprechaun is that tall, but like to me a leprechaun is like
Inches? No,
Yeah.
get out of here. You're wrong.
very
You're
like
thinking of gnomes.
Okay, Google says a leprechaun is about 3 feet. So boom.
really.
Yeah, buddy.
I've thought about this
Now-
wrong my entire life.
Now you're trying to get the. I mean,
I've never caught a leprechaun.
You think this leprechaun? Now, on one hand, it's a 3-foot person,
Right.
so there is that aspect of like maybe.
Yeah, hard to hit. I hear you.
with magic and
Yeah, but the
and
magic. I mean, like,
gold.
aren't they like? It might be nice. What if you get the one that makes like Lucky Charms and stuff?
Oh, I'm in this to fight to the death here.
Yeah, I mean,
This is a battle royale.
I'm not worried
bringing,
about
I'm bringing out
niceness.
the dark side of my leprechaun.
Okay, all right. This is going to be very interesting today.
okay.
My first pick. There's not a lot of these that give you range on the battlefield.
Oh, okay.
I see where
okay.
you're going.
And I feel like that is an advantage. I'm the third picker here. I need something. There's only one that I know of that has legit range. So I'm going to bring in the archer.
Mm-hmm,
And I'm bringing Cupid.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
bringing in
yes,
Cupid.
Yes, and air
And
support,
flying. And air support. Yeah.
And
A ranged attack from the air.
Yeah.
he can make
Not-
us fall in love. So that's pretty
true.
cool.
Not much armor.
Not much. I'm pretty naked. But we'll be
This
firing.
is a one shot.
Yeah, the naked archer is my number one pick.
Right. The
Cupid.
The fat little baby.
The fat baby
right,
shooter.
The fat
Yeah.
baby. The fat naked baby is your battle royale. Got it.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. 3-foot leprechaun.
Oh, my leprechaun could totally beat up your Cupid.
Not from a distance.
That's true.
So this is my air support, and it's going to be my
Okay.
first pick because I just don't
I
want to.
like it.
I feel like it's the one advantage here that, and you know what? It's tough because I'm not picking for a long, long time.
Mhm.
So if you'll let me have it,
No.
I'm going to go with the Headless Horseman around
Okay.
Halloween.
Headless Horseman was one where I was like, I'm not sure.
You don't see this thing other than a few days before or after Halloween.
I'm not sure, but like, I'm not going to argue against it. Like to me,
he can't even see us.
here's
He's
the
pre-cut. I mean, you can't
That's true.
you can't behead this guy on the battlefield.
like my one argument for you is, we fired up the Disney Plus and it was the Halloween collection. You know what was in there?
Headless Horseman.
The Headless Horse, but the oh wait, what's the? It's Ichabod
Hollow.
Hollow.
Yeah,
Sleepy,
Ichabod Crane.
Sleepy Hollow is what I
Sleepy
was
Hollow.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, I'm going to allow it.
Okay.
I'm going to allow it. It's
All
a
right.
little stretchy, but I'll allow it.
Well, you know how well a Cupid Headless Horseman combo is. I mean,
Oh.
that's one of it's peas and carrots.
Just put the Cupid on top of the Headless Horseman.
Ooh, sit on
Oh
the,
yeah,
Get
just sit
on
right on the shoulders. That's a scary looking headless horseman.
And I feel like having some cavalry in the battle is important.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
having the horse to get around.
You got some speed.
I would agree with you that having a powerful four-legged beast of an animal is important.
Oh crap! Where are you going with this?
I'm not letting you pair up, Mike.
No,
I am not letting you pair up. There's a different one I wanted, but when I looked at you having Santa, I cannot let you get Rudolph.
I needed my right hand man.
No way. No way. I mean, I've got antlers. I've got a light. I can fly.
I've got antlers.
I can fly. Do you know how big reindeers are? Like, oh, Rudolph, the little cartoon. No, this is a reindeer.
They're big.
No, I think Rudolph's the runt of the litter, though, right?
Well, sure, he's the smallest of the gigantic reindeer who can lift Mr. Fat Man up, no problem over here. So now I've got.
You've got Rudolph.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm certainly happy
Okay.
to fly around on Rudolph. My leprechaun riding Rudolph. Oh yeah, baby.
That is upsetting.
That's a funny picture.
That is upsetting. I had fully intended that Rudolph was going to make it back to me. For,
Santa Rudolph too powerful.
Yeah, for a killer combo of death. Over.
You think Santa ever really rode Rudolph by himself, though?
No, but if they're
That could have been a real backfire, Mike. That could have been a splat.
They're already a good team.
Okay.
They work well together.
That's true. They have a history.
I mean,
He was ostracized. He
See-
probably wants to get back at Santa.
Now-
And now you.
oh yeah.
I mean, he's coming
he's
at him.
gonna gorge him.
What? Santa's the one who bailed him out.
Did you
And-
say gorge?
Yes.
Did you mean
Gore?
gore?
Yes. Maybe he'll
He's gonna
gorge on the
feed
blubber.
him like crazy.
All I know is that Fat Man Santa is planted 2 feet on the ground right now.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That's pretty embarrassing.
All right, Mike. You got 2 picks.
All right, I had to do a quick Google search, and the results are pretty inconclusive.
All right. All right.
Because the size of this character, according to Google, they're anywhere between 3 and 6 feet tall.
Whoa.
So I lean on the 6 feet. I lean on the 6 feet
What
side
are you picking?
of things. Oh, I mean, look, I need some speed, right? I need some speed on the ground.
Okay.
I've already got Santa doing his thing, being the commander of this army.
Holly Jolly, old Saint Nick.
But the Easter Bunny,
Oh.
the Easter Bunny's coming through anywhere between 3 and 6 feet tall.
wait.
Can you imagine
You
us?
Googled Easter bunnies
I googled
size.
I googled how big is Easter Bunny.
How
So
big?
this bunny's way bigger than regular bunny.
So-
Oh yeah. Have
Am-
you not seen Hop?
Yeah, thank you, you, Jason.
So this is
So-
more of a like rabbit from Winnie the Pooh size rabbit.
Can you imagine a 6-foot bunny
Oh, those teeth are
At-
those chompers.
at full sprint coming at you?
That'd be
know what?
That's called a kangaroo. I mean,
I mean, that is
terrifying.
actually more
Wait.
scary than I thought.
that's literally a kangaroo. The big hind legs can jump. I mean,
Yeah, no, but they don't have the big tail.
Yeah.
nor a pouch. Embarrassing.
That's true. That's true.
Are
Just
you
magic.
now describing the difference between a bunny and a kangaroo after you
Yeah.
said they're the same?
What magic does the Easter Bunny have?
Not a lot.
I'm just gonna ask for.
It's
Not
the
a
only
lot.
bunny that can lay eggs. That's its magic.
Yeah. Imagine how distracted you'll be when the candy's all over the field.
He can incubate something.
Imagine how Santa's the one that's going to be distracted.
yeah.
He's got
Oh,
a sweet
crap.
tooth.
All right. So I've got.
So you got the Easter bunny.
I got Santa. I got the Easter Bunny. And, man, where do you go when you have those two?
I mean, so many places.
So many options. I am gonna go. Look, I got Santa. Rudolph was stolen from me. Rudolph was stolen right. The rug was pulled right from underneath me. But you won't stop the terrible twosome. You do not want to get on the wrong side of Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Wait, you're taking Mrs.
You're
Claus?
darn right I'm taking Mrs. Claus.
I was about to ask it when he picked Santa. I was going to say, does she have any magic, or does she just give you a stern, unwavering glance?
Can you imagine the the strength of the woman who has to put up with the bull crap of Santa Claus for an entire year. Oh,
That's a strong woman.
Wait,
this
did you
woman,
just talk down your first pick?
Yes,
No.
he did.
No, I just think that he puts out some bull crap.
It's a pretty good. I think
He
someone
gets really stressed around December.
I think Santa Claus is probably stressed year round. That's just my guess, given the job responsibilities. But I'm going with both of them. I got the team, the terrible twosome.
Not what Jason was expecting.
Not what I was expecting, but I do like it. It's hard to imagine in a fight going after Mr. and Mrs. Claus. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I'm going to start with the other team first, and then I'll be like,
I don't want to kill you.
I really don't want to hurt you. Thankfully, I got a leprechaun, and he's a psychopath. Okay, so this makes it easy on me because I knew where I wanted to go when Andy said that he has the only, to his knowledge, ranged mascot here, and I'm thinking,
Okay.
no, you don't. No, you don't. You have a bow. I have a right to bear arms. I'm talking 4th of July. Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam's over here, and he's fully loaded. Oh, you're not taking them guns away from Uncle Sam.
Yeah, the only thing that Uncle Sam, the only thing he can do is recruit.
That's right.
Well, he wants you to be on my team. And if you switch, if Santa comes over and fights for me.
Have we considered that Uncle Sam is just a massive coward?
Well, he just gets other people.
Because all he does is like, I want you.
Okay, let me ask
to
you.
take care of the stuff that I don't want to do.
Let me ask you a question. Most powerful military on the
Yeah,
earth.
that's
Who's
true.
Is it Uncle Sam's? He's a darn good recruiter, my man. Darn good recruiter. He's gonna get the most out of this leprechaun. I guarantee it.
Wow.
And reindeer.
Yes. Well, I mean, he's used to riding the cavalry. You know that.
So wait, to be clear, what's your team right now?
Right now, I got Uncle Sam, Rudolph, and a leprechaun.
And so I have to make
I like it.
a pack.
I like what you're building
Al
over
has
there.
shared a picture of Uncle Sam in our Slack channel, and he is certainly bearing arms in that one. Okay, my 2 picks.
Uncle Sam's scared of bunnies. I'm just going to throw that out there
Well-
for the voters at home.
I want to be clear about something. I want I need a posse. I need a group of people, and they all come together when you get the conniving, creative, innovative, hardworking
Yeah. Okay.
elves.
Yep.
I'm taking some of Santa's elves.
I wondered if it would be a few of them, and like my heart says yes. Of course, you don't.
It would be a few.
You don't. It's not. Hey, it's Santa's elf.
No.
It's
I've
Santa's
never heard
elves.
of that.
And if they're not getting paid what they deserve, this is going to be the rebellion.
Which they are not.
Oh no, they're gonna take it out on Mr. and Mrs. Claus for sure.
This is a rebellion, and so I've got the elves. They joined Cupid and the Headless Horseman. Horseman leads them into battle. They come behind him running full speed.
no! It's the meat shield of the elves. You just send
That's
them out
probably
there.
true.
They're pawns.
And
You have a very short team right now.
Well,
Just gonna throw that
The
out
Headless
there.
Horseman's very large, and he's on a horse.
if there's one thing that I need to close the team out, it's going to be the counterpunch to the Christmas spirit.
oh no!
And I'm going to take the demon.
Oh no! You
That
are
is
not.
Krampus.
No, that's what's gonna be my pick.
I'm taking Krampus, and he's going to go to town. I mean, he's the evil demon of Christmas.
Yes, but
he eats kids.
He
He might
eats-
be a goat. I don't know what he is.
so you're saying that for your team that has a baby shooting arrows,
You're gonna get the one that eats
and like
babies.
real tiny elves that kind of look like they might be children. You're gonna get the magical creature that eats children.
Better me than you guys getting him. Better me. You draft him, and he's
Oh.
definitely.
It was done. If Jason got Krampus, your elves are fully canceled.
They're getting
out.
so you know what? Krampus is
and he's a hungry fella.
no, he's not Santa's brother, right? Gone bad.
I don't think so.
Some people say he's almost his brother.
Is that where it is? I don't know
think
I don't
so.
know the true tale of Krampus. America's really lacking some Krampus.
Yeah, we're-
Krampus is
I'm fine with that.
Like he's apparently he's a very big story over in Europe.
Santa and Krampus. They go to the houses together, and the well-behaved kids they get the gifts, and
Yes.
the misbehaving kids
Get
they
eaten.
unfortunately are eaten.
Yeah, and then the U.S. parents are like, oh, we got to edit this down. You get a lump of coal,
Mm-hmm.
and then meanwhile the hardcore Germans are like, oh, You get eaten by the Krampus.
Was that a direct quote?
That was the Austrian
Barely.
version.
I was going to say Arnold Schwarzenegger's German now. So,
It's the Austrian version.
Cupid, Headless Horseman, Elves, and Krampus. Jason, your final pick.
all right, look, I'm off to a hot start. Okay.
According to me.
According to me, my team is great. But I realized that we've talked a lot about battle and strategy and how we would approach such things if we were to go into the Hunger Games. And here I am realizing that step one was to hide. Step one is to wait for wait to be seen. And I think
we got to get the shadows out of the dome, Andy. No shadows allowed.
If I see that shadow, Punxsutawney Phil's going right back in that hole, baby. You're never catching my groundhog. Punxsutawney.
He will wait us out.
I will wait you out. I'll come up. I'll see your shadow. See you later.
See you in a year.
Oh my gosh, you're just waiting him out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He'll be the last one. Everyone will kill themselves, and he'll come up, see no shadows, and say, I win.
What a pick.
Yeah, thank you.
It's tremendous.
Mike, you can close us out. No more Claus family allowed.
So before we did this, it was like, can we make a list that is large enough?
Right.
To really, to have a good time, get enough picks. And it was, this is no problem.
But here you are.
Here I am with the last pick of the draft, and I'm looking at my list. It's not great.
Not feeling good?
There's not a lot of options. And at this point, I got to go with the full sympathy, empathy. I know this is a battle royale to the death. But how are you going to feel when on this team? Like your little naked man at least has a weapon. Mine's just sitting here doing nothing, just being adorable. Because I will take the New Year's baby, and he's just going to sit there, and he's going to say, are you a monster? Are you a monster of a human being?
And then he'll be eaten by Krampus immediately. You literally just drafted cookies. You drafted a treat for the demon.
I forgot you took the baby eater. No.
You have fueled Krampus.
Your last two picks is Grandma and a baby.
Maybe Mr. and Mrs. Claus could make some more treats for Krampus.
It fell apart.
It did. You were out. Oh my gosh! You fed my team. Yeah,
but maybe I'll distract him long enough.
Oh my gosh! All right. Well, we finished it up. There were some other picks out there. There was Frosty the Snowman, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was worried about the sunlight.
I didn't know how this goes because it's not really a holiday, but certainly the Tooth Fairy is like.
Yeah, it sort of fits in.
She's friends with all these people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they have the same recreational sports.
I wonder. Jack Frost was also a pick.
Yeah,
but the range of what Jack Frost was very wide.
Yeah, and I had like Father Time,
Saint Valentine, Saint Patrick. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Probably more than the baby.
Oh, the baby's looking so cute.
Poor thing.
So
I
cute.
feel bad for it.
Well, you
Krampus doesn't. All right, let's go ahead and close this thing out.
What did we learn today?
I learned that you can just drop poop on people in their backyards, and that's A-okay. You're not going to have to even give them a free flight.
There will definitely not be repercussions for this.
No.
Poop shoot.
Mike, what'd you learn today?
Oh,
I know I learned that Jason would excel at the Hungry Games and that the Easter Bunny is enormous, much larger than I thought.
Yes, I learned you should not mime brushing your teeth on a video podcast.
Check the tape.
That's going to do it for the Spitballers podcast. See you later. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.